In this video, we're going to look at another fundamental concept of audio production, and that's the low frequency oscillator, or LFO. Now, a low frequency oscillator gets its name from the fact that it's a wave that oscillates so slowly we can't hear it. The range of human hearing extends from about 20 Hz to 20 kHz. That means 20 waves per second up to 20,000 waves per second. Anything below 20 Hz we can't hear, but we can still use a wave shape at a very low rate to affect other sounds. Back here in Wavetable, we have two LFOs, LFO1 and LFO2, and each one has similar controls, and we're going to explore some of those. Now, the easiest LFO effect to hear would be if the LFO affects pitch. So I'm going to go down to my modulation matrix, I'm going to find the LFO1 column and pitch, and I'm going to raise that number. I'm not going to go up all the way. You'll get the idea if I use 23. Now, if I press a key, listen to what happens to the pitch. You can hear the pitch rising and falling according to the shape of this wave. If I choose a different wave shape, the pitch will change according to that shape. If I increase the strength of the LFO, the change in pitch will be more drastic. In this case, you may not even be able to hear the lower pitch because it's outside the range of most headphones and speakers. Let's back off a little bit. I can also change the rate of the LFO with the rate control here. And this makes the wave move more slowly or faster. Notice that at 30 Hz, it starts to become an audible note. That's because this is within the range of our hearing. You can also choose the amount or the strength of the wave. You can adjust the shape of the wave with the shape control. Notice that when I bump this up to 100%, this is very close to the square wave. But if I adjust the shape control here, it changes what we call the pulse width of the wave. There's also an offset control, allowing us to offset the phase of the wave in relation to the onset of the sound. Now, adjusting the pitch like this is kind of interesting, and it's a good way to explore LFOs, but it's really not the most useful use of an LFO. So I'm going to double-click pitch so that it goes back to its default value of 0. And I'm going to go back to sine waves and crank that to 100% and change it back to its default shape. And instead of pitch, I'm going to have this LFO control the wavetable position of a wave. Let's get an interesting wave first. I'll go to the complex, and bit ring should do. Now I'm going to go down here to LFO1, and I'm going to choose oscillator position 1, and crank that up to 100%, and let's hear what it does. Interesting. Let's go down an octave. Now, I might lower the amount here, slow this down, maybe even lower the amount here, and we're just shaping these parameters to our taste. This is the kind of nice touch that can give your production extra movement. Or if you were working on sound design, for instance, say a video game, maybe you're trying to synthesize alien speech or whatever, you can use an LFO to really spice up your sound and production.